Hi folks, Robert O'Brien from O'Brien Guitars and the Lutherie Academy. When I have some spare time, which I really don't have a lot of, I take on a bit of repair and restoration work. Recently I had a very high-end classical guitar come into my shop from a maker in Berlin, Germany. Local student at the university working on her doctorate degree in classical guitar performance brought the guitar to me. She's been in Colorado about 2 months. Bridge came off. Now, the reason why that happens is Colorado is fairly dry, although it's been a very humid summer this year, but it's usually very dry. And you bring a guitar from a high humidity environment to Colorado, that top starts to shrink and the glue just can't keep up with it. So it came off. Technical term for that is bad, especially if you're in the middle of a performance. Fortunately, this person was not in the middle of a performance. It was in the case, but it did come off. So let's take a look at it. Let's get it repaired, get it back on the road. So here's the guitar in question. It's a very, very thin lattice brace cedar top. Oh boy, this top is extremely thin. It's kind of built after the Australian School of Building, carved back, large arch on it. But very, very nice guitar, beautiful. Here's the bridge that came off. It was a very clean break, no fibers, just a little bit stuck to the bottom of the bridge, not a big deal. However, it did damage the corner of the bridge a little bit. There's a little, very, very small piece missing right here that if you didn't point it out, nobody would even notice. But this end got damaged a little bit. That needs to be repaired. And then I think since high glue is used and it's a clean break, I think we can just apply high glue and glue it right back on. So that's what we're going to do. If this were a PVA glue, you would want to clean this up, make sure you have good wood-to-wood contact before you glue it back on. Since we're using high glue, I think it's going to work to our advantage. So to repair the corner of the bridge, I've used a small piece of binding tape to pull the pieces back in tight. I'm going to be using super thin, water thin, number 10 from StuMac CA glue with a whip tip and just put a little bit right on that corner there just to get me started. I'll use my fingers to pull those pieces in just a little tighter. And a shot of accelerator. And let's do the same thing after removing the binding tape here. Okay, we've got a little bit came through from the top side. What I'm going to do is just lightly sand that to fill that little void there. And I think we'll be good to go. So with a little bit of glue there and some sanding to fill the voids, no more cracks. And this thing is now ready to be positioned again and glued on. So here's the bridge position. And this maker uses small little pins when he positions his bridge. And that is going to help me know exactly where to place it. Right there like that. So what I'm going to use to glue this on is 315 gram strength hide glue. Over next to me here, I've got my hide glue pot ready to go. Got the bridge ready. And I'm going to be using a vacuum clamp to do the clamping pressure. And you'd be surprised at this point how many people get this sucker on backwards. So don't turn it around and put it on backwards. Don't be that guy. Okay, I'm going to let that sit for about 10 minutes, and then I'll pull the clamp off, clean out, squeeze out, and put it back on. All right, there's our timer. I'm going to release the clamp, turn off the vacuum. So let's do a quick cleanup and then get this clamp back on there. One of the nice things about hide glue is it cleans up very easily. So once you clean up all the glue around your bridge, don't forget to clean out your vacuum clamp as well, because you don't want to get it contaminated again. Go ahead and turn your vacuum back on and suck it back down for about another 20 minutes. Okay, I set my timer for 20 minutes. There's the glued on bridge. Life is good. I'm not going to string it up until tomorrow. But fairly straightforward repair.